Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Before I start this video, I have to give a huge shout out to Easton. He gave me a ton of items for no reason. He gave me a glacial, a Halloween saber, among a ton of other limiteds just out of the kindness of his heart. So huge thanks to Easton, you are an amazing guy, my man. Anyways, for today's video, what I wanted to do was make a guide going over why I think the Azure rune is actually the best rune to use in the game while soloing Hive on hardcore. So before I actually get into the raid and show off why I think this is the best rune to solo with, I'm going to go over my gear. And there is two gear setups that work for this. So first is this one. This is the gear set that most people use. That's going to be the Hive Queen's Corrupted Sword because it gives the most damage in the game, Tesla Ring because it gives monstrous critical and speed, and then the Locket of Destroyed World for that massive attack and decent HP, and then the Chestplate of Devil's Eye for that little bit of speed and great attack and HP. And overall you get very well-rounded stats, 1.59 million damage, 184 crit, 37 speed, 26 defense, and 295,000 HP. So overall this gives you very good, very well-rounded stats and solid critical in the mix as well. So this is the setup I'm going to be mainly using, but I'll also show another one that could work. This is the other setup that also works. You're getting a lot more damage with this, but you're getting a little bit less critical, so this one relies a bit more on luck. You get 1.67 million damage with 26 speed and 129 critical, but yeah, you're getting a little bit more damage, but you're losing crit, and this is if you're using the Acidic Ring comboed with the Vince Lightning Coat, because Vince Lightning Coat makes up crit and speed that you lose in the Acidic Ring and all that versus Tesla, but still, I'm going to use the other setup I showed first. So then the abilities you're going to be using for this is of course Moon Cutters. This is the golden ability when it comes to the Azure, and then always going to be using Havoc and Calamity. These three combined together gives you massive DPS output. So with that said, I'm going to hop straight into the raid. First room, super duper easy. Just do what you do when using any rune, gather all the mobs together, and then you're just going to shred them with Moon Cutters. So where this rune really shines isn't this first rune, because this is just mobbing. Obviously any rune can be good in here. Where this rune really shines is keeping you alive when soloing against the Hive Queen herself, because you get to stay pretty far away when using this rune, so you don't actually need to worry about those million mobs that spawn in, because oftentimes when you die because of close range, it is those million mobs hitting you. Anyways, with the way Havoc works, you constantly do damage and lose health until you reach a certain threshold that you can no longer lose health. So that is why it is so good for this, because you're going to constantly be doing massive damage with both Calamity and Havoc, and you're going to just totally shred the Hive Queen. As you can see, I am doing a ton of damage. Also, I want to say before I get any further in the video, you do not need the best gear in the game to do this. You can use pretty much anything you want. Within reason, obviously, stuff from Ancient Forest and Dr. V's Labyrinth will work, but you definitely don't need the actual hardcore gear to solo this on hardcore. Anyways, I'm doing this pretty bad because I'm not paying attention, but you always want to wait for your Calamity and Havoc to be on together before you actually use your Moon Cutters. And yeah, you're just going to be doing this very simple strategy I'm doing here. Backtrack for days. Just constantly backtrack, and eventually the Hive Queen will be defeated. Oh, where's the wall? Oh, it is so far away. I thought more than one spawned in, but I realized only one spawned in because I'm alone. But yeah, this raid is really not too bad, and I have been enjoying it a lot lately. The main thing I've been doing though is mainly fame farming with Reapers and such. Also, shout out to Reapers again. You do need to be very careful when doing this, because if you're not paying attention, it can be very easy to be caught off guard and then just get immediately murked by the Hive Queen. She does do a lot of damage, and that's exactly why the Azure rune is so good for soloing, because you get to avoid her for the most part. The only things that can end up killing you is her fast moving projectiles, not these slow small ones that they constantly spam. The big solid one that comes out every now and then oftentimes is what kills me if I die here. Like that one. I hate that move. It always catches me off guard. And yeah, there really isn't too much to talk about for this strategy. It is very simple, as you can see, and it is super duper easy. When it comes to team play, I would recommend using the Holy Light rune over the Azure, but Azure is definitely the king for soloing this thing on hardcore. It's what I do every time I want to farm this on hardcore, and it makes it very easy. Why did I do that? I literally know that if you jump in there, it kills you, but then I just, my mindlessly jumped anyways. So we're gonna pretend I didn't do that. As you can see, the Azure Rune is extremely good in there. Anyways, what I'm gonna do now is farm a couple of times and just put it together in a hyperlapse, because a lot of you guys have been asking me to do something like that in a video, and plus there's not much else to say about the Azure Rune. Just follow the simple strategy I talked about and you will be good. Anyways guys, thanks for watching this video, and I will see you later this week with more content. Bye, and enjoy the time lapse.